featuring a mix of advanced and expert bingo players. So we'll be seeing like a merging of a bunch of different skills in this tournament. It's split into two parts. We first have a group stage occurring this week, in which the 16 players are put into 4 groups, each of which does a small round robin against each other. And after that, we have a bracket stage, where the top 8 players from the group stage are invited to play in a double elimination bracket, playing out over the next 2 weeks. All of this to say is that we have a lot of bingo coming at you, so get excited for it, I guess.
Alright, and the way we have this set up is that all 16 of our players will be playing a game this weekend. So we will have 4 games today, 8 players today, and then 8 more tomorrow. And so let's see what games we have coming on today. So first of all, the first game we're gonna have now is Dragon versus Relmont. And after that, we have Crab versus On. Reed and I will be commentating these 2 games, so we are hyped for what's up to come. After that, we also have Random Name versus Cookie, a match I'm sure everyone's been excited for, considering the famous rivalry between the 2 players. And after that, the closing match today will be between Satellite Sam and Gooms. So those are the 4 matches we'll be watching today. And then tomorrow, tune back in at the same time, because we're going to have 4 matches tomorrow as well. First, we will have Ponko versus Puxona. After that, we have Mara versus Sev, or Sevadra. Then we have Tio versus Pocket Braid. And lastly, we have Wordle versus Quan. So all of these are games I'm really excited to watch, and let's see how they go.
Yeah, the also exciting thing, considering this tournament has both advanced and experts, which, by the way, this is the first time in a while that we've had a bingo tournament mix people of different skills. So it's going to be exciting sometimes possibly seeing upsets, advanced people beating experts. Or the other way around, maybe we'll just see experts bashing advanced people into the ground. Who knows? Anything can happen.
The other interesting thing as well is that unlike a lot of the tournaments we've had recently, this is not a tournament in which if you lose one game, you are out. So in this group stages, you can lose one game and you can still end up 2-1 and advance to the bracket stage. And even with brackets, we have a double elimination bracket, so you still have one more chance, even if you lose a game.
Yeah, absolutely. So also this music is great, just for the record. But I suppose without further ado, we're jumping into our first game. Relmont versus Dragon. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. I believe Dragon has a slight execution advantage, playing a little bit faster. And I do also think that both players have been practicing a decent amount in preparation for this. So Relmont's kind of the underdog in this matchup, but this is bingo. Anything can happen. With that, we can reveal the board. Bullet, my fellow co-commentator, what do you see here?
Okay, let's see. So first, just starting off in 1A, we have Grabless 1A. Let's see. We have 1-up in 3 chapters, so curious to see if our players will want to do 1-ups. We have Allberries and Chasm. That tends not to get done first pass because you have to kind of go out of your way to get berries in Chasm, and so you end up losing a lot of progress doing that. In terms of things to do in chapter 2, we do have all side B side on the board, so 2B first pass might be something we want to look at. And then we also have, I believe there was an awake objective, complete awake without dashing. That's also on the board. So some interesting objectives in just chapters 1 and 2.
Yeah, really, in this first stage of the game, you'll notice that players aren't skipping prologue cutscenes. That's to give them a chance to lead the board, just like we're doing. You're really looking for 2 things at this stage of the game. 1, what you can do in early game, which Bullet just mentioned, and 2, what you should be planning for or doing a little bit later on. And one thing I'm noticing a lot of on this board is Bailey synergy. I believe we have. I can't actually read the numbers, but that's 30 berries and 35 berries. Is that 50? I'm not sure.
It is 50.
Okay, 50 berries, 35
50 and
berries,
35. Yeah. There's also
15
5
berries in 3, and 5 in 3.
Yes.
So that's a lot of objectives for berries.
And in a
So
way,
we
the
might.
one-up objectives also help with the berries, as well as some individual checkpoint berries like Old Trail or Chasm.
Yeah, and we see Dragon and Lamont just grabbing berries along the way, realizing, yeah, these are probably going to be relevant later.
Oh, Velmont might not be doing a one-up or may have collected, but yeah, so Velmont's not doing a one-up. Dragon seems to be going for a one-up. So the one-up objective here is a one-up in 3 chapters, so it's not the fastest one-up objective, but it's still something if you want to go for. It's nice to just have these one-ups done first pass. Okay, Dragon.
It is always nice to get a one-up, especially when you're getting berries, but that has let Lelmont get just the tiniest bit ahead.
Yes,
and that's like a common staple of Celeste Lockout Bingo. You'll see it a lot in these advanced expert games because these players know what they're doing and they understand the strategy of what to do when. But a lot of times in Celeste Lockout Bingo, you've got to pick what to go for, and what does that lose you if you do go for it. That's that entire decision process is called routing, and we will be referring to it a lot.
And an interesting thing to note here, especially in this tournament with advanced and expert players, is that there is a progress one-up route in 1A. In this case, what we saw from Dragon was not a progress one-up, since Dragon got pretty much like 6 of the first 7 berries in the game. And the downside to that is that it is a lot safer, but it does lose you some progress. Although it looks like both players are finishing 1A at about the same time. Dragon skips the second wing, though.
Yeah, I think that might be relevant because there's a winged berry in the objective near the top left.
Yes, there's 5 winged berries, which if one of our players does choose to go into 3A, then that will become relevant. We might want to look at how 3A is on this board. So objectives-wise, I see 10 berries in 3A. 5 winged is sort of a 3A objective. There's a mess order, which is books, towels, chest. It's not. Oh, there's 2 mess orders. Okay, so that's the not so good one. We have towels, books, chest, which is the heart order and often the most preferred mess order in Bingo. Oh no, Dragon dies with a few berries.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate considering she seems to want to pursue these berries. But yeah, one thing you do near this stage of the game is you figure out what chapter am I going to assist skip, because you can assist skip one chapter, not play it at all, for those of you who don't know. And oftentimes that chapter of choice is 3A. It's very long, and a lot of the time there aren't objectives in it. So usually by the time you're out of chapter 2, you've got to figure out, is there stuff in 3A? Do I want to assist skip that or save it?
Yes, indeed. Where user skip is one of the very important routing decisions that you will make. And as we mentioned, it tends to be either chapter 3 or chapter 5, because those tend to be the longest chapters going up to chapter 6 and 7.
Yep, these two players, very experienced. I expect to see them having a pretty good idea of what they're doing here. We see Dragon Fist into Awake, complete Awake without dashing is on the board, so having that slight lead should be helpful.
Spent some time grabbing the 2A cassette, which makes sense why they are a bit behind, but
yeah, Valmont's also just taken a couple nasty deaths here, unfortunately.
Oh, no. Yeah.
But that will give Dragon the first tick of the game. The objective turns purple, and that's 1 out of 13.
Okay. Alright, let's see where Dragon goes here. And Dragon enters 3A. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I think that's reasonable. 5 winged berries, the 5th one that you have access to is in 3A. There's also, I think that says 10 berries in 3A near the top right.
Because Dragon did complete Awake without dashing, Dragon also does not have the Awake Wing berry because you need to dash in order to get up to the berry. And in that case, this is interesting because if Relmot grabs the wing berries, Relmot might be able to follow into 3 and still be able to win 5 wing. But let's see what Relmot decides to do. And yeah, Relmot is grabbing the awake wing. This makes sense. We have 5 winged berries, which can be pretty early, but there's also 9 winged berries on the board. It's always nice to just have these berries. Plus, there's just berry synergy on this board. Okay, and that's... Yeah, Relmot has 10 berries coming out of 2 and goes into 3. So this is about a 50 seconds to 1 minute difference in entering Chapter 3. And it's Dragon going for a 1-up here.
Yeah, I was gonna mention it. Okay. So this is funny.
Okay.
Get a 1-up in 3 chapters. There are some chapters which are really easy to get a 1-up in. 3A is not one of them. This chapter has tight enclosed spaces. The berries are very first split apart. If you die, you lose it. Getting a 1-up here takes a long time. It's very difficult. I know of a couple people who have done it in casual games. I don't know if we've seen it in a restreamed match yet. Ah! No! And it seems today won't be the day. Dragon dies with
Okay,
5
that was
out
a
of
very good effort,
requires
though.
6 berries.
Props to Dragon to like attempt such a feat on stream.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely a power play, but that was so close.
Yeah.
3A 1-up is
Although,
just really difficult.
yes. Despite that, though, Dragon is still ahead in 3A, although that does mean... Yeah. Oh, no. Wait, was that an accidental restart chapter?
No.
Dragon to the 1-up
No, it's on
again.
purpose. Oh my gosh, Dragon
Oh, no.
restarts the chapter to go for 3A 1-up again, because she not only
Okay.
died with the 1-up, which ruins her ability to get 1-up in 3 chapters and 5 berries in 3 chapters, she also missed out on getting the winged berry for 5 winged, and so she decides, heck, let me just redo the 1-up. A bit of context background for those of you who don't know. The first person who really thought about 3A 1-up and started doing it was actually none other than myself. And I'm one of the few people who have been known to attempt it in a restreamed match. So I'm very confident that Dragon is going for this, partially because she knows I'm on commentary and she wants to show off. Which we don't encourage showing off in officially streamed games, but we enjoy it when it happens.
Indeed. Hey, it's content for us to watch and commentate on. What else can we ask for?
So yeah, Dragon goes back for the 1-up, the risk of potentially losing out on a lot of time. And again, at this expert level, every decision you make comes with a cost. Dragon going back for this 1-up allows Lermont to get, let's see,
So,
45, 50 seconds ahead?
Relmont has been doing. Relmont has taken. Oh, and there is the 1-up. Let's go. The 3A 1-up has been done on stream.
Okay. Dragon just fully attempting to prove me wrong. Is gonna go back for 2.
Oh, this
really?
is... Wait, does Relmont not have 5 or is Relmont delaying it?
I don't know if Lermont has the Awake Berry.
Oh, no, I saw Relmont get the Awake Berry.
Oh.
That... Either way, that might actually end up being pretty good. Because, okay, Relmont... Okay, and Relmont does have 10 berries.
We're running into a problem here. So there exists a thing in bingo routing called delaying. And basically what delaying is when you have an objective, but you don't tick it because you don't want your opponent to know that that's where you are.
Yes. That's one reason, and the other reason is maybe you want your opponent to waste some time doing that objective just to steal it before they can complete it.
Yeah, it's a perfectly valid tactic. The problem is, of course, if your opponent goes and does it without you noticing before you go back and tick it, well, then you just don't get the objective, and every objective matters when you're playing to 13. So Lermont, knowing that Z's not playing super great, and looking at the board, decides, okay, if Dragon had gone for like 10 berries in 3A, she would have won it by now, so I don't need to tick it. Oh, but thankfully Lamont realizes in time and takes off all the stuff, and Dragon gets nothing out of it. Okay, awesome. Cool.
Okay.
It's all blue. Sorry, that was just very stressful.
So it makes sense though, because up until that point, Roma had only ticked 5 berries in 3 chapters. Generally, you would see that be 1 in 4 because 5 berries in 4 is a lot faster, but it's not necessary, especially since both players are playing 3A here. And so just based on that pick alone, Dragon couldn't know. And
Okay,
skips
this
into
is
4A.
oh my gosh, this is wild in every part. There's so much going on for the first match. This is like a struggle to commentate. Okay, let's talk about stuff. First off, Dragon realizes, okay, all the stuff in 3A just turned blue. I'm not getting any other value out of 3A. Let me get out of here and skip the chapter. Which it's a strange play because sometimes it does get you useful things, but here I guess she's looking for berry synergy, trying to win 35 berries and 10 berries, 15 berries in 3 chapters. Something like that.
So one of the things you have to think about in a situation like this is where both you and your opponent are in 3A, but you know you are behind, or in this case considerably behind, because you know your opponent is one huge mess ahead of you. You can either keep playing 3A, and then you will be following your opponent for a while, especially if you both play 4A. But at least that way you are still... But if you skip 3A, then you'll be faster into 4A, but you will be slower into either 5A or into Reflection and Temple. Because you played a bit of 3A for essentially just to skip the chapter.
Yeah, like if Lermont counter skips 5A here, then Z has a pretty reasonable path to win the late game things, and that's especially relevant on this board because there are 2 extremely fast things in 6A. Hit a Kevin block from all 4 sides and Reflection cutscene in hollows. You can get both of them within about a minute if you play quick.
Yes.
So having that late game access will be very useful. I think Dragon's very much on the back foot here.
Yes.
Being down in objectives and not having the potential.
If Dragon had managed to do the 3A one of course, but this would have been so much different.
Yeah, but deciding to go back for it, she's now behind in objectives and doesn't have the potential to get a lot more objectives, which is not a good position to be in.
Okay, so let's see what Dragon does here. So Dragon should be able to get.
Oh my gosh! Wait, berry count. 35 berries is on the board. This is Lermont's 34th. Dragon has.
I don't think Dragon has a lot of. Actually, Dragon.
Oh my gosh! Dragon has 33. This is tight. Oh my gosh! Wait, this is.
The forest berry is like 3 rooms into 4A.
But Lermont decides to go back. Is this a berry play? Get a berry. There's a berry on the next screen for Dragon. Get this berry. Please don't get the cassette first. No, you don't have time for this cassette. Lermont goes to get the cassette in 1A first. No, but it turns blue. Why does it turn? Because Dragon doesn't collect the berry that she has.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
Well, guess it can't be all trail if you don't trail berries. But yeah, this really hurts Dragon because Dragon really needed that objective here.
Yeah, the whole point of her skipping was to get that berry synergy. 4A has a lot of fast berries and catch up. But without that, oh my goodness.
Yes, like I would not have even hated to see like a couple shrine berries just to be able to get that objective quicker because I suppose your opponent has not indicated. I mean, they have done 5 in 3 and 10 berries in 3A. So you can assume they do have quite a bit of berries, especially since 1-ups are on the board.
Alright, Chasm Berries turns blue, and with that, Lermont is up 6 objectives to 2. Never mind what the scoreboard says, it's just a little bit broken. It does that sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, I do like doing Chasm Art by Lermont here. The reason being, if they could sense that Dragon is behind on progress, which, I'm not sure if they can, but then but as things turn out, these sort of early game as in objectives that you don't need a lot of progress to do are important for Dragon as the person who's behind in progress here. And especially since there is a lot of berry synergy. Taking away that potentially from Dragon is really good from Relmont.
Yep. I mean, we have to remember, these players can't see each other. They can only see the board and what's been ticked on the board. So, Dragon has only ticked 2 things. Well, okay, 3 things now. Wait, what? What
Okay,
berries got
Lars.
ticked off?
That
Oh,
makes sense.
oh, did she already get the others? Whoops, was not paying attention.
I think so. I saw Dragon in the second auto scroll room earlier, so
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember. She hit second auto skip. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But anyways, Dragon has only ticked off 3 things. Relmod is working off of pretty incomplete information as to what Dragon did. Relmod has no
Yes.
idea Dragon went into 3A at all.
Like normally you would not expect a 3A one up when a one up in 3 chapters is ticked. However, you never really know for sure. But assuming if Relmont thinks that the one ups were in chapters 1, 2, and 4, then one thing potentially that could have happened is that Dragon might have like missed out on some 3 objective and then skipped. But the weird thing though is that Relmont knows that Dragon finished 2A first because of the Awake Without Dashing tech, which means that Dragon would have been ahead. So it is possible, I think, Relmont thinking that Dragon just delayed 4A objectives heavily and is actually way further ahead than Dragon actually is.
Yeah, all of that is absolutely possible. Relmont has very little idea what Dragon is and is just going to have to play decently safe. Z doesn't know that they're super far ahead, but
Yeah, so we were talking about so some of the biggest advantages that there are in bingo is obviously there's objectives, right? Relmont just has more objectives. Relmont just needs fewer objectives to win. And then there's progress, as we talked about, which is how much access you have to like future chapters in the game. So that even if there's quicker objectives like hit a Kevin block, you still can't do it until you get access to chapter 6. There's a third thing, which is information. And at this point, at least, Dragon has a much clearer picture of what Relmont's been doing, because Relmont has essentially ticked everything that they've done. Whereas
yeah.
Relmont doesn't really know as much about Dragon, so the question is, would Dragon be able to use this one advantage that Dragon has in order to um be able to get some other advantage, like objectives from it?
Well, I can tell you one thing. The one thing you can do with an information lead in this sort of situation, it doesn't directly help Dragon out, but it might help to confuse Relmont. And
Yeah,
let me tell you, when you're playing bingo against a confused opponent, like, not only do they have a higher potential to just make a mistake in where they decide to go, they also just play worse. Like, if I don't know where my opponent is when I'm playing a game of bingo, I get nervous, I get stressed. I start wondering if the thing I'm doing is going to get ticked off.
yes, and you especially lose confidence in your own plays because for all you know, your opponent is like right where you are, and the last thing you want to do is over delay thinking that something's safe to delay.
Yeah. But despite that, Lamont's gameplay seems pretty unaffected, which, I mean, advanced player, so hopefully,
Yeah.
um, Z knows what they're doing with regards to that.
Also, I figure like this early into the game, it can matter more like more into the mid game when you've sort of done the mostly progress things you have, which is like finished or skipped chapters 1 through 5, and now you're figuring out which objectives you want to go for. Whereas over here, Relmont can still just stick to the plan, which is I'm just gonna rush progress and get to chapter 6 because I know there's 2 quick objectives there,
Yeah,
and
I
like
mean,
that
if
is something
Belmont
that
does
Dragon
that,
can't do much about. Yeah.
yeah, if Belmont just rushes late game and possibly gets 50 berries on the way, then Z's just 10 to 4, which is at this level of play pretty insurmountable if you're at
Yeah.
10 to 4. The question is, will Z know to do that given such few options?
I mean, the issue is if it's 50 berries, Valmont can even just close out the game in Reflection and Summit because you have
Oh,
9 Wing, 20 berries in 7A, 5 Binos in Summit, and you have 1500 berries. So there is still. And there's also 3000 berries in Summit. So Summit and Reflection alone have 7 objectives.
What, 7?
Or let's see. So 9 winged. I guess 9 winged is no 9 winged cannot be done without Summit because there's 11 winged total and 3 are in Summit. And then there is 5 binos, 1,500 berries, 3,000 berries, 20 berries in Summit. And then there's Reflection cutscene and
Yeah, oh
Kevin.
my gosh, you're right. Yeah, this is looking pretty hopeless for Dragon. She just doesn't have enough access to late game. She still has to play all of 5A, whereas Belmont has an assist skip remaining.
Yes.
And there's just way too much stuff, more than enough to win in late games, so...
So I think the Dragon's gamble over here is to say, okay, I cannot win this late game stuff, but what if I just take away everything else on the board, and hopefully that way my opponent will not have access to enough objectives in order to just win off of the progress lead they have. And Realm hasn't only been doing progress this whole time, they have done some non-progress objectives. But the issue is since Dragon has also been doing that, Realmont still maintains a huge progress total.
Also, just a quick tidbit for those viewers watching. You might notice that Dragon's berries are actually carrots. That's fine. We allow minor visual mods here on Celeste Community, as long as they don't affect gameplay, and aren't too visually distracting. So yeah, anytime we say berries, apparently we mean carrots. Regardless, Belmont heads into
Say, yes.
Chapter 6 and has 8 objectives currently and has 3 more lined up here between Hit a Kevin box from 4 sides, Reflection cutscene in hollows, and 5 cassettes.
Okay, so I think now might be a time to talk about another interesting thing we have in this tournament, which we don't see in our bashes normally, which is that we actually have a tiebreaker metric. So because we have groups, it is possible that we have ties that we cannot just resolve based off of score in order to decide which player should advance to the bracket. And as a result, we're using a tiebreaker. I forget if our tiebreaker was your objective differential or was it just the number of objectives you had. But
It's the total
regardless,
number of objectives.
okay. But regardless, for a better tiebreaker, you want to have more objectives. That doesn't matter so much if you win a game, obviously, but which means that if you do lose a game, you still want more objectives. And this is also a thing for just, oh, interesting, you do the Kevin on that block.
Yeah, at
Okay.
this point, Dragon has realized, okay, I can't win this game. Belmont has too much late game access. I'm just going to get whatever I can, try to get as many objectives as I can before Belmont hits 13.
Yes, and so that is one of the interesting things which we see, which might make this or gameplay in this tournament differ a bit from other tournaments, which is Dragon might have thought, okay, I can still rush progress, and there's a slim chance I win it, but if Realmont, for example, does anti-progress objectives, maybe I can then steal these reflection objectives from Realmont. So that would have been a risky play, but one that might have, oh,
Okay, never mind. Immediately after talking about the tiebreaker, Dragon decides to call GG and call the match quits, which is completely understandable, knowing the game is kind of lost at this point. Belmont just has too many
okay,
things
so
available.
the way I believe you're doing this is because Dragon called GG for the sake of the score of this game, it will be counted as a 5-13 to Valmont. And yeah, let's hope those few objectives that Dragon chose not to do out don't end up mattering at the end.
Yeah, with that, there ends a actually extremely quick first game. We've scheduled out like 45-minute blocks for these bingo matches because these are expert and advanced players, and they play really fast, if you hadn't noticed. It's a struggle to keep up with commentary. But we're doing our best.
Oh yeah, there's a lot happening on the board for sure. And especially this as a game. Hey, Dragon goes up, but Dragon does do the 3 roll-ups, so in our hearts, can we really say Dragon lost this game?
Okay, regardless, we have quite the matchup coming up. Collab versus Owen PG. I guess I'm the most qualified to give a bit of context here. Collab and Owen are very old bingo players. They've been playing bingo since 3 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, maybe 3.5 years ago. Sometime in 2019. I was also one of the people that was around then. And since then, they have gained lots and lots and lots of bingo skill. But this is a matchup that has happened when both of them were like new to bingo, and also again when both of them were like intermediate, and again when both of them were advanced. So these two players know each other really, really well. So if there's any game where I guess I'm expecting for some high-level routing shenanigans to happen, it's probably going to be this one.
Yeah.
Another thing to maybe note, I believe that of these two players, Owen actually has the fastest any percent time on paper. But at the same time, I'm sure Clab has more experience with the objectives in bingo, and also has just been playing more recently. Has been playing a good number of practice games. So if I expect someone to play faster here, it's probably going to be Clab, which means it's up to Owen to figure out how he's going to, I guess, beat the odds.
But yeah, this is certainly going to be a close and interesting game to follow. Again, I don't know too much about these two players, but I've got Reed to fill in on any details I've missed
Yeah,
himself.
absolutely. I mean, I can kind of talk about strengths, weaknesses, but to be honest, Clab is very solidly expert. Owen is towing that advanced expert line anyways. So I rather suspect that what we're going to get here is going to be some very high-level gameplay featuring things from all over the board, so I don't think individual player biases matter as much. Sometimes in bingo you have like beginner or intermediate players that just can't play B-sides to save their life, or like don't know how to do farewell. At the expert level, that's not really a thing. If you're in this tournament, you know how to do every single objective on this board, and you've done it 5 times over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like we mentioned, I've heard of both Crab and Owen for a long time before I came into sales committee myself, so they're definitely veteran players we have here, and whatever they're doing, it will be really interesting and insightful.
I will also mention that one of the most recent games that Owen played was an incredibly exciting, incredibly infamous match between Owen and Kaylee happening during the last advanced tournament, which, if you haven't seen it, that match is definitely worth watching. But the point here is that I suspect that win or lose, we're going to be in for one heck of a bingo game here.
Indeed. Yes, and we will be starting the game pretty shortly here. Since our first game finished a bit sooner, we're giving our players a little bit of time in order to warm up, get ready, and begin the game soon.
Also, something to maybe note is that there is someone working behind the scenes here who helps to like get the information screens working and restream the gameplay and transition between scenes and a whole bunch of other backend stuff. In this case, today that's actually 2Kill, who is new to Bingo restreaming. So huge shout outs to 2Kill for volunteering for Bingo restreaming. And yeah, just wanted to mention that as we're waiting for scene transition and for players to get situated.
Yeah, huge shout outs to Kill for restreaming, and also everybody else who's worked behind the scenes in order to get this tournament and the setup and everything working. I have the easy job because I just have to sit here and talk while everyone else does the work. So
Yeah, commentary gets a lot of plays, but we've got a whole team of referees catching those matches that aren't going to get displayed here. We've got a team of organizers helping out behind the scenes. Collab is one of them. And I guess the point is that this is a event hosted by Celeste community. And it's really thanks to the community that these sorts of things are possible and wanted and enjoyable. And it's thanks to the community that we get so much fun bingo happening this weekend. So
Indeed.
I don't know about you, but if you would like to call yourself a member of Celeste community, just give yourself a little tap on the back, you know?
Yeah. I'd also like to give a shout out to our players here because like we have one set of matches in the group stages that we are streaming over this weekend, but of the other games, the players coordinated by themselves and fixed the matches. And we indeed have pretty much all of the games happening within like a week of the teams and the groups being announced. So really good proactive work from our players here in order to get the tournament going as smooth and quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. All right. With that, I believe our players are situated, so we should be transitioning to
Yes.
this to gameplay about any second now.
Yeah.
There we go. Owen paging through a lot of files, but eventually reaching one.
Alright, we have that a Bergie. That is a Bergie from over here. Can we have some Bergies in the chat? Hello.
And
Bergies
hello to you
indeed.
too, Twitch chat. All right. So, board has been revealed on stream. The players are going to see it and start playing very soon. But for right now, Bullet, what do you see here? What are these players going to go for?
Alright, let's see. Just scanning this. Early on, we have Tans Berries again. We have Talk to Theo in Awake, 10 Berries in 2A, and I think that's about it for chapters 1 and 2. In terms of
Okay.
other things you want early, there's 4 seeded, so you might want to pick up the seeded in 2A. There is some Bino stuff like 9 Binos, but in terms of overall synergies, let's see. So we have 4A sites. We have, if you look at 3A, 4A, 4A or 3A, we have 5 berries in Pico. We have a mess order, which is Tobbles Books, just so another nice card order. We have all berries in Huge Mess. That actually goes well with the order because that's the ARB order you do normally. And then there is Grabless 3A. And reach all side in Pico. That's actually interesting. We have 5 berries and all side in Pico, which are the 2 quickest Pico objectives.
Yeah.
And the 3A can be interesting on this board.
There's nothing super early on this board. So as we wait for these players to play 1A, probably without getting anything along the way, I'm going to play a little game called To 3A Skip or Not to 3A Skip. And this is a game you have to play anytime you're in Prologue at this level. You need to figure out, am I 3A skipping? Reasons to 3A skip. We've got some objectives like find Theo's phone in 5A. If you skip 3A, you'll get there first. There's all berries and rescue, which gets there pretty quick. There's blue and lead hut and Milo Temple, incompatible with rescue, but still an objective to look out for. There's get the key in depths, that's also fast. You mentioned Orchard berries. So that's a decent number of things, like 4 or 5 things. Maybe 2 A sides, 2 B sides if you play 5B.
I have a feeling that if we see one player go 3,
Wait,
go for it.
I'm sorry, I was so busy giving commentary, I didn't even notice.
Wait, the city skip, yo. Let's
go. So I came into this game talking about high-level routing shenanigans. We said you can assist skip every chapter, any chapter, and we really did mean any chapter. Chapter 1's about a minute long. I'm sorry, I'm flummoxed. I don't even know what to say. This wasn't even something that had gone on my radar. I noticed that there were 2 quick things in 2A, but
Okay,
what?
so normally we would talk more about 3A4 stuff here, but that's not gonna matter much for this game. So, okay, if we have a city or side skip, the important things are number one, how well can Oven hide the fact that they skipped city while also not over delaying and losing the objectives that they win by skipping city.
Well, I
So,
can tell you absolutely one thing for certain. I feel like I've got a pretty decent player profile on these 2, and I feel like I think much the same way that Clab does. City skip
okay,
didn't cross my mind when I saw the split. So it's not even going to be on Clab's radar. He's normally really good at determining early skips. So if Owen doesn't get these delays perfect, then Clab will notice and realize. But regardless, I'm confident that this is going to throw Clab for a pretty heavy loop, seeing these objectives turn red.
yeah, I would say that this game would actually give us an opportunity to talk about the third thing we talked about a lot, or we mentioned last game, which is information. Because normally you would say there's like certain boards which are better for city or side skips versus others. Well, that is true. You can still, in theory, make it work with the board that isn't as suited for it, just based on the fact that A, it's not gonna be expected too much, but also B, you can then you have a lot more information gameplay or warfare to go off of, sort of.
Owen
Okay,
ticked
so
off
we
10 berries in 2A when Clab had passed the 11th berry in the chapter if he had decided to get all of them, which is maybe too soon,
that
because
might, especially if you
I don't
also win
know.
field, there's no way you did like start berries but still had progress lead towards awake.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I think Clab knows. I think that was just like 10 or 15 seconds too early, and Clab knows that 10 berries 2A
Yeah,
was fake. Well, not was fake, but knows
but
that the only way 10 berries in 2A could have happened that fast is if Owen skips sight.
so in terms of what Crab should do,
Oh no,
if
is Theo and
Crab,
Awake gonna get ticked? Is Theo and Awake gonna get
ooh,
ticked?
if Foreman over delays this, then it's
But
hmm.
no one's taking it. Okay, it's blue. It's blue.
Oh,
That took a second. It
okay,
turns
this
blue. So
is
Owen over delays it, skips 1A, and doesn't even get the full potential
wait.
out of it. Oh my gosh.
This might not be the worst because in a weird way, this might make Crab think maybe Owen did not skip City and just did a lot of berries and start off to it and was behind.
It's
Which
possible. But we should also mention, yeah,
if
and
if
Clab does think
Crab
that because
skips
Clab goes into
3A,
3A.
oh, okay, this is what Owen needs. Like if if you know your opponent has skipped 1A or 2A, you want to skip Resort because your opponent is forced to play that. But it's not like playing Resort means they can skip Temple either, which means they are just behind to everything else in the game outside of
Yeah, like it should be noticed that 1A takes about a minute. And so skipping 1A only gives you about a minute of lead. That minute has diminished to something on the order of 30 seconds at this point, not even, like 20. Owen is holding on to this lead by a thread.
Yes. Especially because Owen did have to talk to Theo, I believe, but did not get the
Yeah,
objective.
did
So that
talk to
was a
Theo,
time
but
lost.
didn't tick it because it would have been too.
So I
Yeah.
think overall that was probably the pay because you'd rather your opponent not skip 3A here. Well, Owen doesn't know that yet. All Owen knows Crab did skip 3A.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's a lot of stuff in 3A on this board that are very valuable and very worth going for.
There is
Um,
one interesting thing to mention is that I believe both of our players took a nasty death at the end of the long vertical room in intervention, which means that
oh,
if either one of them can think that they lost some time due to that, which is why their opponent is where they are, which means that if Owen wins an objective early in 3A, Crab might just think, oh, I died their intervention and I did TO in a wake, therefore Owen caught up.
well, that's a
So,
big
either
if,
way,
considering their progress difference has diminished to about a second,
yes, that
maybe
is
2.
true.
uh, if Owen wants to stand a chance, any chance at all in winning this game, then he's gotta win some stuff in Plie. He just has to play
Alright,
better.
so
Like, I'm sorry, you just need to play better.
here's the thing though, Oven can't. I don't think Oven can delay anymore, right? Because I think like based on
No.
the Awake thing, Oven knows the difference between them. So interestingly, it's because they're both doing all berries and the mess order. The mess order should get finished first. So let's see who wins this. This is very exciting.
Please get the hut. Thank you. Okay. What is the hut even useful for, actually?
Oh, there is 5 hearts on the board.
Okay, that's 5 huts. Yeah, that makes some sense. Yeah,
And is there anything in core?
I
Nothing
don't
that I
see
see.
anything.
But there is 5 hearts. So there is one reason.
It also should be. Oh no.
Ooh.
Cloud takes the lead.
Uh,
Who's winning?
This is so close.
Who's ahead?
Yeah, we have had really exciting games today. This is only the first 2 games.
Good.
Oh.
Okay. And Cloud goes for Pico 8. Okay, so
Oh.
Bingo Wars. Pico 8 is something that you find in Huge Mess, and once you unlock it, you have access to it, like from the main menu of the game. In Bingo, you have to access Pico 8 from within Chapter 3. So, Cloud plays 3A, understanding there are 2 really fast 1-minute objectives in here, but he's also just giving away a minute for 2 objectives.
Yeah, and this is really good for Oven because Oven still gets 2 objectives, which is all berries in Huge Mess and the Mess Order, which Crab probably would have won given how the game was going. So,
okay,
this is what Oven needs.
There's just one problem here that I'm worried about.
Owen's delaying it. Oh, no, okay, Owen takes the objective.
Okay, Owen takes off Huge Mess Order and Huge Mess Berries, wins those 2 objectives. Probably is very relieved about that. I feel like it was just a mistake for Crab to do these things before Pico 8.
It's because Owen also had a bit of a struggle with the first berry in chest, so Crab very well could have won these 2 objectives.
Yeah,
we'll
so Crab
know.
is just on the back foot here. It should be noted that when we talk about assist skips, Chapter 3 and Chapter 5 are usually the 2 most common assist skips, just because they're the longest chapters. Chapter 2 is also sometimes on the table, and occasionally you see someone skip Chapter 1. But when it comes to skipping Chapter 4, Lich is a chapter in the middle of the game. It's pretty fast, and it oftentimes has a lot of useful stuff. So it's like, usually you don't want to skip it. It has a fast hut for 5 huts. It has a seeded berry for 4 seeded. It's got a bunch of binos for 9 binos. It has a bunch of quick berries for 15 berries in 3 chapters. You just don't like skipping Lich. But knowing these players as well as I do, I can tell you that Clab is one of the few players I can trust to just ignore what common sense says when it comes to skipping chapters and decide and make up his own rules. Clab is a well-known Lich skipper.
I don't know about this sport, but I do sometimes like skipping Ridge as well, especially sometimes there's just nothing in Ridge, and normally it's like, okay, I'm gonna play 3 to 4 minutes just for progress. But sometimes you can have a lot of objectives in 3A and 4A, and 5A. And especially, sometimes there's objectives that needs or benefits from playing both these chapters. The biggest one being 4 optional TO cutscenes, because that needs a decent progress through both 3A and 5A. Although that's not something you have to worry about on this board. So let's see. Both of our players are now in Presidential Suite.
Yep. Oh, and we're seeing some Oshalo stunts, so this is really funny. It turns out that Owen spent some extra time doing Glabliss and getting some cassettes and stuff, and is slightly behind now to stun Oshalo 10 times. There is an optimal way to stun Oshalo here, but it's very difficult, and this is not a good place to stun Oshalo for Clab.
Oh no, but Crab does have a lead on the stunts, so
by one Oshalo. It's not much of a lead.
Close. Well, we say that this game will be
6.
Ooh. Okay,
7.
Yeah.
On that side. Oh, Owen takes a death. That might be enough. And yeah, the objective turns blue. players have a bit of stream delay, so we don't see Crab get 10 for a little bit, but the objective switches color. Owen presumably sees it now and is stuck playing the rest of 3A.
And
yeah, that's a big deal.
Crab is also ahead into 3A, apart from just winning the objective. So
yeah, I fully
because...
expect Crab to full A skip. Yep, absolutely. There's just more instant stuff in 5A. You get key and daps. You can get a B side for 2A 2B. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that completely, again, Owen doesn't have a skip, so that kind of ruins Owen's chances of like ever catching up.
Funny enough, this might actually be better for Owen than if Crab played for it. The reason being, Owen has just no hopes of winning stuff in Temple with the city skip here, because regardless of what Crab skips, unless it's the 5A skip, or which I guess could have happened here, you're not really normally expecting to win Temple. And so in that case, at least Crab isn't ahead into Rage, taking away the few Rage objectives that Owen has. Although, like the one, like a major thing here is Owen skipped City, and the main reason you want to do an early skip is to use that minute or so of lead in order to secure objective ahead, and that just hasn't worked well for Owen. In fact, Owen exits Chapter 3 with an objective disadvantage.
Which kind of sucks. He has some progress towards Crab with 3A, but he just doesn't have a lot going for him. Crab has better access to the stuff, key and depths, and blue light and tempo that he's going to get here. He has...
Funnily enough, Owen might have been better off just if Crab skipped Chapter 3 given out things turned off, in which case just doing that awake tick and giving away the skip might even have turned out better. But that's just hindsight. You don't expect to like skip 1A and still be behind in 3A, so.
Yep.
Okay, that's a key in depth.
We see both of these players grabbing some seeded berries before seeded. Well, we see Owen doing it, and then we presumably see Crab doing it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and Crab might, yeah, and Crab wants the blue heart in Temple anyways, because hearts and also blue and red in Temple. So, let's see. In terms of objectives Crab has here, Crab, I was gonna say, Owen, I just realized Owen cannot win complete 4A sites after 4A because Owen did complete 1A.
Nope. Yeah, that's also a problem, skipping early.
Although I doubt Crab is going to be finishing 4A sites anytime soon because like,
no, I don't think it's
you
pretty likely.
Play 5B here. So, but what Crab can do over here is Crab can do blue and red in Temple, presumably win 5 hearts due to the extra hearts we have from that. Complete 2A sites, 2B sites. And after that, Crab wins binos in Summit because Summit has 7 positive binos. And that's of his 4 objectives, just 10. And then there's also, wait, can Crab just win off of those things? Because there's 5 binos in Summit. Yeah, there's 5 binos in Summit, and then there is top route hollows. And there is a 7B2K. So there is quite some stuff late game.
Yeah, this is very funny. We talked about information a lot earlier, and how it matters so much to not let your opponent know you skipped an early chapter. But this is a funny situation in which Clab has no idea that Owen skipped City, but it just doesn't affect his gameplay at all.
Yes, and the interesting thing here is late game by itself doesn't look that important or good on this board if Owen had managed to get all the 3A things, but because Crab was able to secure so many objectives early on, late game can just become a win con.
Okay, so no, we see Clab going back for Chasm there. So this is a classic Clab thing to do. Clab is winning this game very handily and steadily. And so usually when you're winning the game, the idea is to just play it safe, get objectives you know won't be contested. You know, it's easy. Clab doesn't like doing that. Clab, when he's winning, he likes to win harder. And so he has a 6-3 lead, and he's determined to push that as much as possible. So he's going to get all berries in Chasm, making that a 7-3 lead.
I mean, this tournament can't even reward that because you do reduce your opponent's score if you win harder.
Yeah, it's very funny, but yeah, in this specific case, it might actually be a good move.
Okay, and
Yeah.
think about that. At what point do you think Owen's already into a I can't win this game, let's see how many objectives I can secure mode?
I don't know. It's possible. It should be noted that of the groups that we have set up, one of them has like a hardcore expert that is like really difficult and tough to beat. And in this group, that's Clab, who's just very much an expert, has been an expert for a long time.
Yeah.
And it would be a surprise to see Clab drop any games this tournament. So really, the fight is for second place to determine like who gets that second position and gets to advance onto the bracket stage. So
The other
Owen
players in
probably
this,
walked into this game expecting to lose, but hoping to maybe get as many tiebreak points as he could.
yeah, so the other two players in this group besides Crab and Oven are Ponko and Plixona, if I'm reading this correctly. So
I believe so. All of which I think have a decent shot against Owen, though. I mean, all of which I really couldn't weigh Owen against any of them. Don't know if they've played.
indeed. And oh, when counting late game objectives, I forgot to count 4-seeded as well. So that's even more objectives in late game. Which means Crab can potentially win even without the 2A, 2B sides.
Yeah, Cloud's not just going to win here, he's going to win while locking Owen out of as many things as possible.
I would say though, I do admire or respect players for going for risky but the fun things for the audience to watch. In both of the games we've seen today, we had the 3A up from Dragon, and now we have the City Skip from Oven. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna turn out that well, but hey, it's just
Yeah.
you do something exciting and risky. It's content for the players, and hey, if you're not gonna take risks in a video game, when are you?
Exactly. I mean, this tournament is, of course, just for fun. There's no better place for taking risks than here.
And especially when you have a tournament like this where you have players of like varying I guess we have expert and advanced players.
Like, if you're Owen walking into this game, how are you going to beat Clab? Option number one is confuse him. And I think Owen tried to do that. The thing with the City Skip is that you have to decide it in the first minute of gameplay. So if you aren't able to analyze 25 objectives, understand the synergies between them, plan aloud, and also account for what your opponent can do in the course of 1 minute, then you will not know whether a City Skip is good or not.
Yes. Yeah, we're making this look easier than it is to figure out what is or isn't a good I guess objective or chapter to skip, especially with like city or site. Because like you said, it's just that 1 minute you have. And keep in mind,
oh my god, Clab, you absolute. He's going for 5 heads too. He just wants Owen to win nothing. Are you kidding me? This is so extra. Clab can win off late game incredibly easily. There's 2 early things in Summit. He just wants to win 5 heads because he doesn't want to give Owen the satisfaction of winning any objectives. This is so evil. Are you kidding me?
No, we love it.
Wow.
I forgot, has Crab finished 5B yet?
I believe Clab has indeed finished 5B, so this is
so
his
this will
fifth
be the fifth
coming
part. Okay. And oh yeah, Blue and Red in Temple has been tipped. What am I saying?
I'm sorry. That death was just really good.
Crab has no info of it. Crab needs no info of it the way this is going.
Yeah, Clab has no info, but it's not affecting his gameplay.
Crab is just an unstoppable force. Crab's like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and what are you gonna do about it?
Okay, we have a slight listener glitch, and apparently Owen is suddenly winning 10-8. That's okay, it'll be fixed in a second, and it's fixed.
Yeah, exactly. What are we talking about? This city skip was an absolutely good play. Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be really curious to ask Crab if Crab ever like when Crab figured out that Owen City skipped.
My guess is never.
I don't think Crab would. Okay, hear me out.
Yeah,
If Crab thinks that Oven City skip, then do Crab's plays make sense? Because it does, right? Because at one
absolutely.
point, you don't think you
Well,
win in
no,
late game.
Crab plays the end game a bit safer, maybe, unless he just actually wants to be evil and cut Owen off of all synergy. But if he knows for sure he's winning, I mean, Crab's an expert player. Like, you
Yeah,
only
you
need
don't
the
get
objectives
expert
to win.
without, like, knowing how to close a game.
Yeah,
Exactly. And, like, one way of making sure opponent doesn't get a lot of objectives is by simply just getting to 13.
yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure if Crab knew about the city skip and knew Owen didn't have any late game access,
yeah,
then I suspect Crab would have just decided to play out Summit, get the objectives there, and win the game.
yes. But yeah, like we talked about how important what chapter is, both in terms of it allows you to skip all this time you have to spend playing the chapter. There's the other aspect, which is the skips are also important in a psychological aspect, which is this whole aspect of if since Oven knows that they cannot skip any more after City, whereas Crab most likely can, that makes it risky for Oven to keep playing progress because if their opponent was just doing progress, then they just lock Oven out of everything. But at the same time, this means that Crab can then get away with not playing progress, just betting on the fact that Oven won't either. And this is when you have this interesting situation where,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's it's a guessing game the whole way down. Bingo routing is incredibly sophisticated, and we can talk for hours about how any individual game would have went if players had just made different decisions.
oh yes, or even if like one tick went the other way, like okay, maybe in this game it wouldn't have mattered as much if Oven ticked Tio in a wake, but hey, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, between that and Stunner Show, Owen just struggled to break out of early game, and that was with a city skip that maybe might not have worked.
Alright, yeah,
So
Crab is so Crab has the bino objectives. Crab can just keep playing Summit for 1.5k berry. No.
what? You mean four
Alright,
seeded
last
and
game.
reach
Four
2,000 meters?
seeded and oh yes. I'm sorry, I remembered an objective from the previous game.
For
Yes.
a very panicked second, I was extremely worried that Crab was going to go get the 7 acre set and then play 7B for reach 2K and 2A 2B sides.
Yep. It's fine. One day 7D binos would be good for 5 binos in Summit. One day.
No, they won't. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm kidding. They won't. But okay, let's see. So Crab's going into shoutouts to Max, so we have 1B.
Yeah,
So
Crab
this
heads
would
into
get
1B to complete out the B sides, and Owen stares at the board and wonders what objectives he can
alright.
get
So
for
what
better tie
can
breaks.
Oven get? Owen can I don't know if Owen can get 4 keys in power source before Crab gets 13. Probably. Oh,
Owen
this is
can
a Grabless
probably get
3A
Grabless
play.
2A, and depending on daily progress,
Okay.
can maybe
So
get 15 and 3.
what checkpoints is Oven already Grabless? Shaft, I believe? Is that about it?
Shaft and Sweet.
And Sweet? Okay. Yeah, Owen should be able to get Grabless 3A, but I doubt Owen will be able to do much else.
Grabless 3A from here is about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Crab needs about a minute to finish this up, and then like a minute, or
To
maybe
get
2 minutes to get to
seeded?
2K, so it'll actually be close.
Actually, wouldn't Crab do seeded more likely than
Oh,
alright, but 2K for
yeah,
seeded.
I meant 2K in 7A.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean it's a decent bit into 2K. It's like halfway through 2K anyways to get to the seeded as well. We'll see.
We do see some smooth 1B action on the left here. Crab extremely experienced in B sides. You just had to prove me wrong. Regardless, Crab decently experienced in B sides. managing to get through these chapters with only minor hiccups.
Exactly. And that's also one of the things which is we talk about oftentimes when we talk about players' execution, we talk about their PPs, right? Their personal best. What's like the best any percent they've done, let's say. But what matters a lot in bingo is what's your like average or expected execution. If you're just playing like one game and like bingo is kind of marathon setting, you can't just reset the match. In
Yep.
that case, how do you perform? Because we can have sometimes where you can have a really good personal best, but that took you like 1,000 resets to do, and it's not realistic.
Yeah, like right there, Club just got a 147 1B, which, I mean, world record is like sub 130. I expect Club would be pretty happy with like a low 13x time in 1B as a PB, but in bingo, you have to play consistently. And
Yes.
so getting a time on the order of like mid 140s is perfectly good for bingo. In fact, it's just
It's
a
pretty
very
good.
clean and solid 1B.
Yeah, because and that can also affect the strats you choose, where you would opt for more safe or a bit slower strats, because that can be a lot costlier.
Yeah, also Club correctly identifying that Rescue is just incrementally faster than the 2K seeded, which
There,
again, this just goes to
unraveling
show
a
you
lot, yeah.
Club as a bingo player, and the reason that it is so difficult to beat one of these experts is that they know the game like the back of their hand.
They know how
And they
long it
understand
takes.
Rescue Berry takes 2.5 minutes, and the seeded takes 3. So I'm gonna do Rescue Berry. Like, it takes so much experience in Celeste to know the minute details like that.
Yes, it is very rewarding to be able to just think of, okay, if I'm going from point A to point B in the game, how long would that take me? And you just have so much experience, you like have all the movement in your head, you just know how long things take, even your intuition's really good, and that can be especially useful when it comes to dealing or just figuring out, in this case, what objective you should go for.
Though actually, now that I do the math myself, I don't think it takes longer to get to 2K seeded, so I think Clap is just incorrect. But, you know.
Oh, yeah. I just what you read.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get from 1.5K entry to 2K seeded in under 2.5 minutes.
It's
I
fine.
think.
Maybe Crab just wasn't feeling like doing 4B or 2K auto score skips.
No, honestly, I respect just not being in the mood for Summit. This is a very relatable feeling.
I hope exist. I hope you're not in the chat right now. But yeah, that's fair.
Takes it off
Also,
at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And
yep, that's game.
Yep, good game.
Right,
13 to 6, which is unfortunately probably not the tiebreaker score Owen was looking
okay,
for.
wait. Does Owen get Grabless 3 or not? Because like Owen ticked it after the GG call from Crab and after the objective was tagged.
That does not count.
That does not count.
If it was
Yeah.
after the 13th objective, it does not count.
Okay, so yeah, board will be 13-6. Suppose those couple deaths in chess did matter for Owen to get one objective.
Yeah, I believe so. Unfortunately, I think this is the last game I'm commentating today, but not to worry.
Okay.
We have an extremely experienced and well-rounded roster of commentators coming right up for you. So Bullet and I are gonna hop out, but soon to be replaced for the next games.
Alright, and we are actually ahead of schedule by about 20-ish minutes, so...
Oh, we are? Okay.
Yeah, so... Okay, I just want to make sure the other reps are ready in case they weren't expecting to be needed this early. Before we just hop off completely. 1 second, where's the schedule? Alright, so I believe our next commentators are Strawberry and Corn.
Yeah.
So,
with that, I'm gonna head out, but good luck
Alright.
to
Good head out as well.
future players.
Yeah, good luck to all of our players, and there's some more exciting games to come.
Hello. All right, welcome back, everyone. Hello.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Um,
Let's see.
Strawberry, you might want to turn your mic up, I think. But
Am I really silent?
okay, this is better. Yeah, okay.
Okay, nice. Okay. Let's see the
So
boards.
Cookie versus random name. Right now, it looks like we're getting right into it. Let's see what we have on the board here. So what do you see in the early game here?
There's still in Awake and 2 cassettes.
Yes.
One a hub reward probably.
Yeah, I also see all berries and intervention. So what are the synergies that you see? So 2 cassettes is very frequently bait to go for in the early game. However, there is synergy with 5 cassettes. Whereas Talk to Theo and Awake is faster, but has no other synergy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then City Blue is also very frequently bait. However, in this case, we also see 3 blue hearts on the board. So it's, my opinion, it's still probably bait, but has a little bit more merit to go for in the early game, for sure.
True. We see some berries on the board also. 65 berries and 100 berries.
Yeah, we have some very long berry objectives. So, yeah, so for example, all berries and intervention is, technically progress towards that, but it's also the 65 and 100 berries objective is so far in the future that it's understandable to just ignore those first pass, I think.
Yeah, for sure. What's in 3A? Because I only see 2 mess orders, grab the sweets.
Okay, Resort, we have 2 mess orders, grab a sweet. Complete 3 A sides, I suppose, although you could probably just do that in Ridge, I think.
That's faster for
15 berries in 3A, which is quite slow. You have 2 keys in 2, which is sort of Resort, although you can also do in other chapters.
Yeah.
On the other hand, for the argument maybe to skip Resort would be you can get 3 blue faster, I think.
Yeah.
There's 1 Bino and 5, which is the classic 2A, 4A, 5A, 5B summit. But there's not. The only summon objectives I see are 20 berries in 7A and all berries in 0 meters that are directly in summit. So yeah, and I don't see anything in reflection. So this looks like
there's gems, 2K and 25 and 9 wings, which is also
yes, 9 winged and the gems.
Yeah.
It looks like Cookie will be coming out of City first, although I do believe there's a bit of extra stream delay on Random's end.
Yeah. Oh, he died.
We'll see what Cookie decides to go from here. I didn't really see them really do much in 1A, which is understandable. It looks like both skip City Blue, which I very much agree with. Okay. Cookie gets the Bino. Okay. Yeah, I feel like progress is kind of strong, but like not that strong. It's...
Yeah. Oh, Cookie is getting the cassettes, that seems.
Yeah. Did Cookie get the 1A cassette? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I didn't see it.
He might get it after
Random skips the Bino. Okay. Maybe he just forgot about it, or just rushing progress.
But neither of them are getting fast berries. Oh, Cookie's getting one.
Yeah, Cookie just gets the 1 berry in the hub. Looks like Random will be skipping Intervention Arb for now. Maybe we'll see him getting some of the late Intervention berries.
He's also skipping them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is fine, I think, because it's just one objective. Maybe you're rushing for Theo and Awake. Although if it were me, I would probably prioritize the intervention berries over Theo and Awake because there's, you know, sort of the synergy with 65 and 100 berries, and then
Yeah, and
you can
also
trade that for Theo and Awake. Although at this stage of the game, it's not super consequential. Okay. Since Cookie got the 2A cassette, it looks like they're pretty much caught up in progress, at least from what we can see here.
Yeah.
Both players skipping the last 2 intervention berries, as those 2 are really slow. And it looks like
Yeah.
Random gets Theo and Awake first. That's some stream delay, I guess.
Yeah. Cookie also went for.
Yeah, we see both players going for it, but Random getting there first. Oh, and then we see the place where Cookie turned around. Okay.
Okay.
So this will give Cookie the lead. So even though Cookie lost the objective, now Cookie has another small progress lead to exiting site, and then we'll see what they decide to do with it.
Cookie goes into free A.
Cookie goes in the resort. Let's see what Random does. Yeah, perhaps the Bino, skipping the Bino. Although it's either skipping the Bino or Cookie getting the cassette. It's hard to say which one
Yeah.
cost Theo and Awake. Alright, Random also goes in the resort.
Getting the first berry.
Yeah, so we see 2 huge mess orders, and one of them is chest towels books, the other one is books towels chest. Any mess order that starts with books is usually very, very slow and awkward. At the same time, any mess order that has towels followed by books is a fast order. Not only is it a fast order, but it's a good order to get the heart, as there is a heart death orb you can use to save a significant amount of time. Okay. I mean, book styles, I mean, we still have chest tiles books. That's still a good hard order.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a GSA moment on the stream, but again, I believe Random Name has an extra delay. So Random should be ahead here. I think Cookie had a few execution moments and took a couple deaths here and there, which allowed Random to catch up, even though he got Theo and Awake. So we'll see if they both go for the same mess order or if they decide to split.
Yep.
So Random is going for chess first, and Cookie is also contesting. Okay, so we have a bit of a race here.
We also
with
see
Random.
they're getting berries.
I don't. Looks like both players are skipping the berries, which is good. I think the huge mess berries resort berries in general are kind of slow.
The booked ones are quite fast in my opinion, but the other ones are quite slow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the fastest huge mess berry is probably just Tao's winged.
Yeah.
It also gives you a winged berry, which is nice. But it looks like Random is just going to execution check Cookie here to the huge mess order. We see both players getting the winged, as we do have 9 winged on the board, which is a very far away objective, but you still want to get the winged anyway.
Yeah.
Cookie getting some berries. Oh, Random takes a death, I think. And here we see the heart warp path. Yeah, so
Oh, Cookie dies.
Random gets the city blue. Cookie having a moment here in the return path. Okay, sneaks through. So I think one very viable play here is to, once you get a resort blue, you can go back for city blue, and then you have a lot of progress towards 3 blue at that point.
Yeah. But Cookie can also go back to 1A and get the last cassette he needs.
Yes.
Cassette.
All right. So we see random quitting out at once unlocking elevator shaft and quitting out, and yep, they're going for City Blue. Sounds about right. We'll see if Cookie. Okay, Cookie continues in the elevator shaft, which, given the circumstances, I think is a good idea for now.
Yeah. Cookie can win 3A sides if he finished 3A first.
That is true. We will, looks like we will see 3A sides being completed first with the resort, which is pretty interesting. There's the City Blue tick, so hopefully Cookie knows that they're ahead now.
Yeah. And Random doesn't know where Cookie is actually. Since he
Okay,
hasn't...
Cookie can get 2 cassettes with the resort cassette, actually.
Oh yeah.
And that'll leave, and you can still get City cassette later for 5 cassettes. All right, there's the 2 cassette stick. Okay. So this is nice because you take 2 cassettes, but you don't actually give away any information on where you are. So the classic 2 cassette stick is 1A and 2A, but in this case, Cookie gets it in 2A and 3A. So Random isn't actually sure where Cookie is right now.
Oh, Random.
Looks like Cookie's getting some berries here. And then it looks like Random will be cleaning up Gravel's Suite. So I guess both players will be what? Are they going to be skipping, I guess, Temple or Ridge? Because I don't see anything directly in Ridge. Besides the berries, I guess. Maybe the cassette if you want that for 5 cassettes. Or I guess the only things in Ridge are things that are not directly in Ridge but synergize well with Ridge. For example, berries, the binos. So yeah, I'm not really sure what you want to skip here. I feel like both plays are pretty viable. Okay,
They're architects.
Yeah, Random gets Gravel's Suite and 3A sides. So even though Random went back for City Blue, I think the time that Cookie spent getting berries cost them the 3A side stick. So that...
Yes.
It feels like a classic... Oh my gosh. Oh! This feels like a classic case of like, you get a few berries here and there, and it doesn't feel like you're losing a lot of time, but all those berries add up pretty quickly.
Cookie's still doing Gravel's even though it sticks. Which is unfortunate.
Yeah. So I guess Cookie is continuing to play Sweet Gravel's even though the objective has already been ticked. And we see Random skipping Ridge, so okay. There are definitely a lot more direct objectives that are in Temple than Ridge.
Finishing 15 bears in 3A probably.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay. I think Random can do 2 keys in 2 with the blue heart. And it gives you 3 blue hearts. Actually.
That is true, yeah.
And yes, he's going for the key.
Alright, so Random can take 2 keys and 2 here. And there it is. Yeah, this game is running away really quickly. What's Cookie's counterplay here? What can you do as Cookie?
I think, like, you know that you're behind, and I think you should just play 4A instead and skip 5A to get into the late game faster. But there isn't much in the late game too.
Yeah, this is maybe you gotta steal 3 blue or before random can take it, although that's kind of risky. Okay,
Yeah.
we see Cookie skipping Ridge as well, going into Temple, but it might be too late at this point. Looks like I think random's just gonna clean up Temple. And there's the 3 blue tick from random. Like, what's left in Temple? If random commits to Temple, he's gonna win. There's 3 keys in search and grab us unraveling.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is looking real rough. Yeah, 1A, 3A. I mean, 1A, 3A is reasonable for 3 blue, but 5A blue, wow, that's the normal orders for 3 blue is, for example, 1A, 2A, 3A, or 1A, 2A, 4A, depending on if you entered resort or not. So to see 1A, 3A, and 5A is kind of wild. Yeah, random has both the objective and the progress lead. The only thing that Cookie has going for them right now is berries, but the berry objectives are they're so far away that it's just this is looking real rough, real fast.
Random is going for Pico or Huge Mess.
Yeah, we'll see in a moment. Meanwhile, Cookie's still just getting as many berries as they can, I guess.
Okay,
Looks like random's cleaning up the other mess order. So yeah, I guess from random's perspective, Cookie, the only thing Cookie's ticked are 2 cassettes and 15 berries in 3A.
Yeah, you don't know where Cookie is actually.
Yeah. Although, I mean, at this point, where else can you be? Like, surely you're out of resort by now.
Yeah, and he's probably thinking he might speed
Like,
Cookie.
you know that Cookie didn't skip 3A because 15 berries in 3A, so, like, I guess as random, I would have liked to see him go into at least take Grabos Unraveling first, and then maybe quit out. But, oh, Cookie falling in the long vertical room.
Oh no.
Yeah, what Math Hacker said, I agree with. I feel like at least clean up Grabos Unraveling. Maybe leave search keys for later, but I mean, it looks like Cookie can potentially take Grabos Unraveling here if random continues into with the rest of Huge Mess.
Yes. He doesn't turn.
Okay, there it is.
He realized.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. But this means that Cookie also has the advantage of.
Yeah. This is the thing when you build a huge lead, you don't get information, so it is a little awkward sometimes to know what to do when you have a really big lead. But the thing is, when you have such a huge lead, like you still have a lot of options to make. Like even if you don't make the perfect play, like you're still in a fine position. Like even though you're gonna lose some progress here, but like Cookie can't win con off of late game right now. So random contesting some of the early game anti-progress stuff is still fine.
Yeah, for sure. And random is going for Pico.
Okay, so I assume we're going to see random tick Pico here without delay. The question is, okay, I was going to ask if Cookie wanted to delay Grabos Unraveling. Because you saw a tick from random showing that they were in Huge Mess again. So you could have delayed a Grabos Unraveling here, I think, by a little bit. But it looks like they just don't even bother, which is also fine.
Are you going to get 3 keys first pass? But I don't think that's a good idea because it loses a lot of time.
Yeah, I agree with you, Strawberry.
But Cookie is getting keys, it seems like.
Yeah, it looks like Cookie is getting the keys. I mean, I feel like in this position, like when you're down 8-2, like you really just want some objectives under your belt. Like it can feel kind of hopeless sometimes when you're down this many objectives and you're just trying to do something.
Random is almost done with Pico. Yes, there's the orb.
And there's the orb. Looks like Random is delaying this, which is fine. Random saw the Grabless Unraveling tick, so
Intervention orb.
he knows that Pico is safe for at least a little bit. And then it looks like Random's cleaning up Intervention Orb.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Random has 8 objectives on the board. He also has delayed Pico, so that's 9. He only needs 4 more to win here. So, what's Random's win con here?
He can finish 5A, but do you think that's going into 5B is faster, and he will get the 2 binos, and you can win maybe 1 bino in 5 in the future.
Yeah, now that Grabless Unraveling and Search Keys are both ticked, I feel like going 5B for Random makes a lot more sense here.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, probably, I think so. You have to play Depths again to get the cassette, because I don't think he got the cassette.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So,
Oh, he has no cassettes random, right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We see Random getting some of the ticks off. All right, what's Random's play here?
That's D. 5A.
Looks like 5B is the play. Yeah, so this is good for 1 bino 5, and it's still good for late game access.
Yep. And us still fast gen going for 5A entirely.
Yeah, which is fine because there's nothing left in 5A anymore. Whereas 5B gets you the 1 bino in 2 chapters. So, well, I guess the only thing left in 5A is all collectibles 5A, but that's not something Random needs to contest right now. Oh, it looks like Random's going for 5 cassettes at this point.
Yes, that's possible.
Yeah, I think continuing from 5A from Unraveling would have been faster. RTA, because Random had to get the cassette again from Depth, so that's like another 30 seconds. But yeah, the progress towards the 2 bino objectives is also big. Did Random get the cassette bino? I didn't actually see.
He did, I think. I saw it. But he did miss the 2A bino.
That is true, yeah. What the corner? I've never seen that strat.
Cookie's
Random.
going back for 4A.
I think this is a 5 cassettes play. And also simultaneously Barry's play.
Berries and also cassettes. Bino maybe.
Yeah, there is some binos in 4A as well. Yeah, I guess at this point as Cookie, you probably just want as many objectives as possible for your best tiebreak. Because I don't really see a way for Cookie to win this game, barring some like crazy circumstances. I think as Cookie, you probably need to stop Random from getting the Bino objectives and 0 meter arb and 20 bears in 7A, because that's definitely a win con that Random can build if they once they complete 5B.
Yeah. 15 and 3 is definitely for Cookie since he's getting so much berries.
All right, Cookie, you gotta go into Summit, please. Oh, they're building cassettes.
Because I think it's the last one.
Yeah, Bullet, I agree. I think Cookie should do 0 meter arb.
The fourth cassette.
All right, please go into Summit, please. Oh no, 3B. Oh, one Bino. Okay, one Bino. Okay, this is actually interesting.
Okay.
All right. Oh my gosh.
I think for the
I
cassette.
feel like you gotta get 0 meter arb first, unlock 500 meters, get the Bino there, and then you can clean up 1 Bino and 5. I think getting the cassette Bino here is. I think Random's gonna get the Summit first.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Random is getting closer and closer.
This is so close. Okay, I think looks like Cookie will get the Bino here. Wait, they're getting the cassette too. Okay, they get 5 cassettes. Oh my gosh. Are we gonna have a 0 meter arb race?
Yeah. I think Random is getting into Summit first. If he goes into Summits.
Random goes into Reflection. For what reason? What's in Reflection? Top route hollows?
Top hollows and 1 Bino in the
I
cassette
guess,
room.
but I think Cookie's gonna win the Bino stuff. Oh, was that a mismenu by Random? They accidentally went into Reflection?
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, wait, could that be it? Oh yeah, that's right, Random does have some stream delay, so it's a little hard to gauge what the actual difference is right now.
We know the demo.
Cookie gets the demo
Right.
first try, very nice. Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
This is Cookie's only way in to stay alive right now is to get 0 meter arb. Oh,
no.
having some trouble with this 5 jump.
It's really close.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Oh no, please. Oh. And Random takes all berries and 0 meters. Oh.
Oh no. This
That's
really
so unfortunate for Cookie. They were ahead too, I think, even with stream delay. Oh, and you see Cookie stopping there and realizing the objective is not the right color. Oh no.
Yeah, now it's kind of over.
Alright, Cookie does take 1 Bino and 5, but this might be too little too late at this point. Now it looks like both players are racing for 20 berries in 7A, maybe? We have 9 winged as well, and the Summit Gems. So Random can just, if Random wins both 20 berries in 7A and, the gems, then that's game over. That's 13 for Random. So Cookie needs to get at least one of those first to at least prolong the game.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think Cookie going back into Temple for the cassette and the Bino was pretty costly. I think at that stage, you got to identify that 0-meter arb is closer to being contested, I think, and also just less risky, I think.
Yeah, and you can always
You're basically switching the order of what you do between 0-meter arb and the 1 battle and 5, but when you switch the order, you unlock one of your objectives first, right? Whereas if you complete 0-meter arb second, then you do 2 objectives at the same time, but like you don't unlock them until later. Whereas if you do 0-meter arbs first, you at least get 0-meter arb first, and then you can go back for 1 battle and 5.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I guess now we have a good old-fashioned summit race. Looks like some berries are fast in summit, some berries are a little slow. Looks like random is getting more of the berries, but is also losing some progress for that. That's what I'm seeing here. I'm not sure. Yeah, so Cookies skips the 2 slow berries at the bottom of the start of 1500 meters. So this does mean Cookie can get to the gems first as well, playing like this, although they might lose 20 berries in 7A.
Yeah. And then Random can do whatever he wants, like 6A or
Yeah.
berries.
Here we see Cooking getting the winged here. See what the winged count is. 6 winged for Cookie. So what is that? Just Awake, Chasm, and no Trail. I think Depths and one more for 9 winged.
Yeah. And 2K probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright, Random gets 20 berries in 7A first. So Random is behind in progress, summit progress by quite a bit because they got all the slow berries, but they did get to the 20 berries first. Meanwhile, we will see Cookie hopefully getting the gems first.
Yeah. Random is unlocking 1.5.
Alright, we'll see if Random continues into 2K for gems. That will give Cookie a chance if Random does decide to continue. To at least live a little longer. It's not... There is a world where Cookie can win this. There is a world, but it's just very unlikely.
It's very hard. Okay, he quits
Okay,
out.
quits out. Makes the read. He doesn't need gems, or as at least leveraging that he may have some progress with the 20 bears and 7A tick.
He'll do...
But with going to Reflection, cleaning up top row hollows, gotta put Random at 12, and then he just... After you win top row hollows, what do? All collectibles 5A? Go back for gems? But then Cookie's gonna take the gems at that point.
Yeah.
And then it might be a berry race. Hold on.
15 and 3 maybe?
I feel like Cookie's at advantage to 15 and 3.
Yes.
Oh, Random's on 12. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, then...
Alright, yeah, okay, Random can just win con off Reflection then. Yeah, so this is kind of funny where the score is 12-6, but Cookie has advantage to every single objective except the 13th one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, wow, okay. This is something else.
Yeah, if Cookie has like one more objective from random.
Yeah, the 0 meter arb tick, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that was it.
That was it.
Like, if you just go 0 meter arb first before with 5 cassettes and 1 bind 1 5, it's just like one small mistake and the game is so much different.
Yeah.
There's
He
the
needs
gems
that-
tick. No, Cookie has not even entered reflection. Yeah, this
There we
is truly a moment of 1st to 13.
Go for winged berries.
Yeah. I guess at this point, you just try to rush the objectives you can get just for tiebreaker. Although, yeah, it's a little unfortunate because this is basically 13-12, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It's pretty
But
close.
Cookie's only going to get 6 or 7 objectives here. Maybe not even 7. Oh, and there's the tick. GG's.
GG's.
Oh, they were like 3 seconds away from getting the last wing. Oh no.
No.
Yeah, so score is 13-6, but it's essentially 13-12 here, which is really incredible. Or maybe 13-11, depending on what random does. Wow, that was quite the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Four.
Who game's the random name? Cookie?
GG's. Next up is Sam and Gooms.
Right.
I think Gooms has better execution.
Right, so Gooms is the 100% world record speedrun holder. So that's definitely speaks to their level of execution.
Uh-huh.
However, apparently Gooms has not really played much bingo recently. They played the last time before yesterday that they played bingo was in February, and so they may be quite rusty here. So that could give Sam some chances, at least in terms of execution.
And routing.
And yeah, and then I think with the the way that the current generator is built, large disparities in the execution can be overcome with good routing, and just like knowing that if you know that you're at an execution disadvantage, you can still play to that and try to route around your opponent. So we'll see how I'm excited to see how this game goes. I think if you look at this matchup just like on paper, like immediately, like you might think that Gooms is heavily favored, but it's not. The games are not always so simple.
Yeah. Like one mid routing, it could be a different game.
Yeah.
If you misplay, yeah.
So we have a little bit of a break here while we wait for the players to warm up and join the room and get set up.
I will go to the toilet, be right back.
All right, looks like we're back. We have both. We see Satellite Sam with the file name of Stompy, showing their level of confidence. Surely.
Surely.
Meanwhile, Gooms was just the classic old Gooms.
To reveal.
All right, so we have the board here. What do we have here?
That's Grapples 2A, Awake, Wing, then Barrington 2A again.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
Gravis 2A is one of those funny objectives where it's pretty fast to go for. If you know how to do it, it only loses you a little bit of time, but it has no synergy, right? Whereas, for example, if you're not, let's say I'm in Satellite Sam's shoes right now, and I see Gravis 2A on the board, and I know I'm at an exec disadvantage versus Gooms. I think it would be, I think what I would consider as Sam would be to not even contest Gravis 2A and just try to rush Awake Winged. Hopefully, and then trying to leverage the time that Gooms spends doing Gravis to get to Awake Winged earlier. We also see, you could also make the same argument for 10 berries in 2A. However, in this case, I think 10 berries in 2A does have a little bit better synergy with 5 berries in 4. We see 100 berries again.
One up in 2 chapters.
Yeah, and you could combine the one up 2 chapters, for example, and then into a start all berries and start of 4A. So yeah, there's definitely lots of ways to play 2A here. Do you do Gravis? Do you do Gravis? Do you do the 10 berries? Do you get the 1-ups? Oh, we also see the seeded. That's correct.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this 2A board is crazy.
Wow.
If Owen is still here, maybe this board is the board to city skip. But it looks like we have both players entering city like the textbook says to.
Yep. And neither of them are going for 1-ups, it seems.
Yeah, I think if you want to do 1-ups, you would do it in 2A and 4A. I think doing the 1A 1-up it's not too slow, but like I feel like it's just faster to do it in 2A and 4A. Unless you really want that, 1-up in 2 chapters. Yeah, lots of berry objectives.
Yeah. There's nothing in 3A.
All these berry objectives, and then out of nowhere, we also see 7 hearts in Golden Ridge B side and 3 blue 3 red. So generally, B sides and berries are very like conflicting with each other. Like it's very hard to do both berries and B sides at the same time because there's no berries in B sides.
Yeah.
So, although definitely this board is more berry favored for sure. Yeah, this is truly a Summer of Our board. So it looks like based off exec, Gooms will be ahead out of city by about 5-6 seconds. So all right, let's see what Gooms decides to do in the playground. That is old site. So many options here. What do you do?
He's not doing Grapples.
Yeah, so Gooms opts to not do Growlers, which is fine. And Sam does turn on Growlers, so this looks like this might be going the opposite of what I was expecting before the match. Gooms will be going for berries, though.
I think for the 1-up, he's doing... Yeah, he's doing the 1-up, I think.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing for the 1-up. Oh, collects 1, but it's still fine. You have backups. Or maybe not even going for the 1-up.
Yeah, 10 berries and 2A is already good enough. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Gooms is doing the 1-up. And neither is Sam.
They're just getting fast berries.
Yeah, looks like they're both just getting fast berries and trying to get out.
Probably rushing for Awake Wings.
Yeah, so it looks like Gooms will probably get the Awake Wing first. However, Sam is doing Growlers, so they will at least get something out of 2A. I believe both players got the seeded too. I know Gooms did. I think Sam did as well.
That did it.
All right.
Huh.
Yeah, so we see Gooms extending their progress lead by quite a bit here, thanks to both better execution and not doing grabless. So we'll see how Sam decides to respond to that.
Yep.
I assume both players will try to skip resort here. I don't really see anything in resort.
Maybe 5 wings if you want to rush that, but I don't think that's worth it.
Yeah, that doesn't seem worth it, which is going to be really rough for Sam because you basically have to go into Ridge. There's nothing to do in resort.
There are the 2 ticks from Gooms.
Yeah, so Gooms gets Awake Winged and 10 into A. Meanwhile, Sam can skip the Winged and just go straight into Grabless 2A, and then I assume both players are going to Ridge. Gooms goes to Ridge.
Yes.
Sam taking a moment to tick, and then let's see. Yep. Okay, both players going to Ridge. Okay. As Sam, do you try to contest all berries in start of 4A? I think you still have to. Just
Yes,
for
you have.
45 berries and 5 berries in 4. Although, I think you have to recognize that you're probably not going to win all berries in start of 4A, so you can maybe skip, you're probably going to lose the seeded. You can probably skip the last berry of start. That's a little slow to get.
Yeah.
It looks like Sam's not going for all berries, all the berries. Maybe just some of the fast berries? Or not even any of the berries. Okay.
Or the seeded berries, probably.
Or maybe just the seeded. You think, okay, this could be interesting. If Sam can steal the seeded, I'm not sure. Even though they're skipping berries, they're still quite a bit behind. Oh, this is really close.
1 room behind.
Looks like Gooms is entering seeded room first.
Oh no.
Yeah, it looks like Sam's going to try to contest the seeded, but it might be too late here. And seeded goes to Gooms.
Oh no, it's for Sam.
Oh! Wait! Oh, Gooms messed up the seeded.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh! Holy cow!
Pretty good for Sam.
So Sam skipping all those berries in start of 4A turned out that gamble paid off excellently. So instead of losing both 2 seeded and all berries in start of 4A, they hedged their bets, forego all berries in start of 4A to snipe the 2 seeded. Very very well played by Sam. And now they have a progress lead because Gooms had to get the last berry in start of 4A. Although it looks like Sam's getting the winged here, which might turn the ties back.
Okay.
Wow, okay, we have a game.
Will you do all berries in cliff face first pass or not? That's
Yeah,
the
so
Sam.
the all berries in cliff face first pass it's a very difficult decision to make because there's 5 berries in cliff face. 4 of them are really fast on the way, and then the first one is very slow. So what you'll frequently see players do is get the 4 fast ones on the way, and then if they decide that they want to go back for the last cliff face berry, they'll return to map and then re-enter it from the menu. Right.
Boom is catching up really quick.
Very nice unpaused second block list from Gooms, a very difficult trick. However, Sam was still with a small progress lead, although they're in the same room right now. Okay, Sam going progress first. We'll be getting cliff face berries though. Meanwhile, Gooms is right on his tail.
Oh, it dies.
Yeah, I think Sam getting the trail winged first pass was a little questionable. Although let's see how it pays off. Oh my god, Sam is just barely holding onto this lead.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, they're like 4 seconds apart maybe? I'm not sure. And then so neither player is gonna get cliff face berries immediately, but we'll see if either one goes back to get the first cliff face berry. Okay, they both finished Ridge within like 2 seconds of each other. And looks like they're both going back. This. Oh my gosh. Oh, one.
Damn.
Oh wow. One missed dash from Sam, and now he's behind. Wait a minute.
We'll see. Okay, it turns.
And it turns. Okay, it turns green. Oh wow. That was so
and
close.
They raced for 5 pairs in 4.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Sam. Looks like Sam has a bit of stream delay.
Yep.
Now they're both going to temple. Looks like what's in temple? We just have kill 2 seekers. Talk to Theo and search. Get the key in depths. So we'll see how the players decide to split up here.
Yep.
You can either rush progress and get 2 seekers, or you can get the key in depths. That is, you can also get the heart that way, as it is progress towards 7 hearts and 3 blue, 3 red.
And you can also do like wings.
Yes, there's also the winged. I believe Sam is ahead to winged. If I'm not mistaken.
Goom is getting some berries. Oh yeah, Sam's getting the wings.
Yeah. Looks like they're both getting the winged here, but Goom's got some of the other. Oh my gosh. This is the difference of execution. Just a few small mistakes, and then the other player takes the lead. There's 5 and 4 from Gooms. Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
This is a rough board to be at exec disadvantage. Although at exec disadvantage, I think Sam is still playing really well, and just recognizing that he's not going to win. He can't contest everything at the same time. Being at exec disadvantage. Oh my gosh, Goom's doing early depth ski. Okay, this is wait. Okay, he's doing the setup. We have a race here, and Gooms gets it. But does he? Okay, and he takes it. Okay. Wait, Sam. I'm hearing. I'm getting word that Sam should not have 5 wing. Okay.
Does he? No, he doesn't have 5 wings, I think.
Yeah. Wait, and then Gooms marks 5 winged.
Yeah,
oh wow. Okay.
Oh my god. That's
what a turn of events. I was not expecting that.
This is pretty rough for Sam.
All right, now this is really rough for Sam. Okay. So, oh wow. Okay, so now both players are entering 5B here, looking to get 5B. That'll be good for 2 secret kills and complete 2A, 2B sides and 3 blue, 3 red, and 5 hearts and 7 hearts, of course. But Sam is just trailing, and also has exec disadvantage. This is starting to run away really quickly.
Yeah.
All right. What's Sam's chances to come back here? I think you have to. You can't contest berries, I think, at this point. Because Gooms just has such a massive berry lead. You have to go for hearts, I think. Probably.
Heart or just B-sides in general.
Yeah, hearts and B-sides in general.
Like you could do 5B and then maybe 4B. Or 4B and 2A and 2B sides, and you get some hearts away.
Yeah.
Farewell is definitely a play.
Yeah, there is 2 objectives in Farewell.
There's only like 2 free things in late game for gems and summits. 35% A and reflection cassettes.
Yeah.
5% data. Yeah.
So as Gooms, you can. Yeah, I feel like as Gooms, I don't even know if I would want to go into late game or go into Reflection or Summit here, just because
Yeah.
the hard stuff is so strong. Oh, Gooms is trying to kill Seekers. And
Yep.
gets it. That's 2 Seeker kills.
Oh, Sam's struggling in the pillar room.
Yeah, 4B looks decent, but I believe neither player has the cassette.
Nope. Both of them skipped it for
But
the.
meanwhile, Gooms is going to be a whole checkpoint, almost the whole checkpoint ahead out of 5B here. Sam quits out of 5B to
Uh,
1 up in 2 chapters? Or,
one up in 2 captures, probably.
yeah, I think maybe at this point Sam realizes they can't win and now is just trying to get as many objectives for tiebreak as possible. Meanwhile, I think it looks like we've seen Gooms just going for B-sides. Yeah, this is. I think the game is pretty much over for Sam, but he can still try to get objectives
Yes.
because now if you want to win, you have to race Gooms to B-sides and hearts, which
It's very
seems pretty
unlikely.
difficult. Yeah, so once Sam sees the 2 A-side, 2 B-side tick, maybe they can go into farewell or finish 5B and try to get reflection cassette.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure.
not much to do.
You just have to try to pick the one that Gooms isn't doing, pretty much.
Yeah.
There's 1 up in 2 chapters from Sam. And then now, Sam, where do you want to go? Getting the cassette? Yep, getting the cassette.
Yep.
It looks like they're gonna try to contest hearts, but I think once you see Gooms tick 2 A-sides, 2 B-sides, you probably realize you can't contest this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he pressed the research tattoo.
Oh, yeah, it looks like Sam's gonna try to get 5 hearts. They don't right now. I think that they have 0 hearts. I think they almost have 5B. They can get 2A, 1A, 4A, and then they're gonna need a B-side or maybe one other blue heart.
5B.
Finishing at 5B. Yeah, maybe 6A heart as well if you go into reflection. And also get the cassette there. There's the 2 A-sides, 2 B-sides tick from Gooms. So yeah, I think as Sam, if you want to win, you gotta try to get 5 hearts. Although Goom is also an advantage to that, so if Goom goes straight for 5 hearts here, it looks like he is.
He is. Getting 2A heart and the 4A heart.
Yeah. You just get 2A, 4A, and 1A, and I think that's enough.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, this is looking real rough. Sam goes to reflection, but it looks like Gooms is gonna get 5 hearts first with a rich heart. Okay, at least as Sam, you can still get Reflection Cassette here. Maybe? No.
You do have Gooms after this.
Okay, wait. It looks like Gooms is doing a berries play here.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, I think as Gooms, you can probably win off berries, right? There's 40. You can at least get 45 fairly quickly. Maybe go for 35 and 7A. Yeah, Gooms is at 41 berries, just needs 4 more berries for 45. And then I think as Gooms, once you get 45, you pivot to something else. Either Farewell or more hard stuff. Maybe Summit.
Or B, because you're free. 2B's already done.
Oh, yes. Yeah, 4B will give both Rich B side and 3 blue, 3 red. And much closer progress to 7 hearts as well. Yeah, so B sides is also a win con for Gooms here after 45 berries.
It's actually at 10 instead of 9, by the way.
You know,
Now it is at 11. Okay. Yep. Boom is going.
looks like they're going 2B or
To be, yeah.
or reconsidering. Summit. Okay.
Oh. 4 gems.
4 gems, but also 35 berries.
5 berries.
35 berries is a very long objective. If you get every single berry along the way, the 35th berry is in 2,500 meters, and that's assuming you get every single berry along the way. However, we see Sam quit out of Summit and go to Farewell, which will
DTS. Oh, okay.
leave the Summit stuff for Gooms, and then now Gooms can win con off of Summit. But I guess as Sam, you don't know where Gooms is, if he's in Summit or Farewell, so you have to just make a read and hope that you're in the right place at the right time. But yeah, if Sam commits the Farewell stuff,
Oh, he loses the DTS.
yeah, loses DTS. Unfortunate. Yeah, Gooms has so many options to win con. You can go. Gooms could be in Farewell, could be in Summit, could be in Ridge B side. Like there's like 3 different things that Sam has to cover, and it's just a lot. And it looks like Gooms is just multitasking everything right now.
But at least I'm getting 2 objectives for sure.
I assume this is a 2B play from Gooms. Yeah, so there's a world again where Sam can win this, but it's just that world is so small and so far away. I don't.
Yeah, and it's hard because Gooms has stayed.
You basically have to make like 3 reads in a row, and have really strong delays as well. Like I think as Sam, if you see, like I don't even know, like I feel like you have to delay this. It's not a good delay, but you have to delay Farewell just because you have no choice. Like you have to assume that Gooms is not in Farewell, otherwise it's just over. Yeah, so Gooms will finish up 3 blue, 3 red. That'll put him at 12, and then he just needs one more heart for 7 hearts, and then it's game over. So.
Yeah.
Okay, Gooms gets the coin skip. That's a good sign for Gooms.
Oh no, Sam is having trouble in this room. Okay, gets it.
All right, I guess at this point the question is how many objectives can Sam get for tiebreak purposes?
He could get 4 gems and summons maybe before he gets 7 hearts.
Maybe, yeah. Although Gooms just needs one more heart at this point. Maybe
Yeah.
Temple or Reflection Blue. Sam should finish up Farewell, but let's see what happens. I don't think Sam can get more than one more after Farewell.
Yep. That would be 5 for Sam.
Yeah. Yeah, Sam might not even get Farewell Keys. Gooms is approaching you on Temple Blue.
He gets a key.
All right, Sam, can you get your last objective before it's over? I think you can.
Around like 15 seconds.
Oh, he's going for this key. This is a notoriously difficult key to get.
This is his 4th key, I think.
Okay, wait.
Oh,
Get
please.
the key. Okay.
Oh no. Yeah. Or
That's 4 key. Well, yeah. Okay. That is game. GG.
GG's.
Yeah, GG's.
Oh, the last key just barely.
Yeah. Could not even finish Feral Keys in time, unfortunate.
No. Rough game for Sam.
Yeah. This
GG.
game was definitely a rough game for sure. But yeah, so unlike the previous game with Random Cookie, like that game was a lopsided score, but the game itself was still really close. But on the other hand, for this game, both the score is pretty lopsided, and the state of the game is also very lopsided. Like you could give maybe like a couple ticks back from Gooms back to Sam, and it's still like Gooms' favorite. I think it's still favored for Gooms even then. Whereas on the other hand, one tick goes differently in the previous game, and the whole match is different.
Mm-hmm. That's because of the execution advantage.
Yeah, so we did see Sam try to sacrifice a lot of the early stuff to try to get, for example, they got 2-seeded by sacrificing all the rest of the berries in Starter 4A, but it was just the rest of the board was just a little bit too much to try to catch up. Losing Cliff Face berries was really rough, and then also losing 5 berries in 4. It's just a rough board, rough game.
Yeah, unlucky.
Yeah, that looks like that'll be it from us. We will have 4 games coming up tomorrow.
That will be.
Let's see what the schedule is.
We don't have it, I think.
Oh, is that okay? The schedule has not been announced, but so we will find out soon enough.
Yep.
But yeah.
Thanks for the games.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching. If you like this content and you want to get into bingo, we have the Celeste community Discord. I think that's the command. Yes, that's the command. If you want to get into bingo, anytime, no time like the present, we have we have tiers for all levels of play. So if you're new to the game, you can start out as a beginner, and then you can as you get better at the game, you can progress towards higher tiers. But yeah, that'll be it from us. We will be back tomorrow, same time, 4 more games.
Yep.
Great content, great games, good bingy.
Bergie.
Yeah, Bergie. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. I assume we're gonna throw a raid somewhere.